Infinite love, beautiful people, and welcome back to our new video. Today, let us together discuss what is the best spiritual practice. So, you have all tried it, different spiritual practices and all kind of meditations, but which one is the best? And is there one that is best? Which one can actually set your mind free? So let us now inquire together and find out. So most of you have done some kind of spiritual practice, different intensity and different kind of practices, whether it is meditation or yoga or doing something physically or mentally. We all try them. But what is common from all of them? The common ground for all the spiritual practices is that they had to have someone to practice them. And that is where all the spiritual practices fail, because they need a practicer, they need the experiencer, they need the observer. So what do I mean by that? If you take a look yourself and the whole human mankind, you will see that we all share same ground. We all share the same brain. This brain has collected memory through the time, and collecting memory has enabled a thought. So we all share a thought. This thought is fragmented, it is partial, and it is divided. So because of that, the knowledge is also fragmented, partial, and never complete. So the more we think, the more we become obsessed with the thought. Our brain becomes neurotic and divided as the result of all of that thinking. So naturally, we want to stop that. So we try different meditations, different approaches, and all of them fail. They do not bring calm but alive mind. You can maybe do something with different spiritual practice to calm your mind, but it is not a live mind. It is robotical. So what do I mean by that? Let's take, for example, chanting. If you have ever done a chanting, you can do, for example, Om. But you can also use any word in life. TV, Coca-Cola, chocolate, plane. Just try it. So do not believe me on a word. Chant Coca-Cola for 5 minutes. Then stop. And you will see that your mind becomes quiet. But that is mechanical quietness, because your neurons become tired. They cannot think. They have to focus so much on this word. So it becomes quiet, but not alive. This brain cannot observe, rather becomes dull. Now do the same thing with Om. Pause the video and try it for yourself. Do a 5-minute chant of Om. And then compare results with Coca-Cola or TV that you've done before. You will have the same result. Don't believe me? Try it. And you will see for yourself. So, never trust anyone on word. Test everything for yourself. Observe and see, is it truth? So the more you do things like this, the more your brain becomes slow down and dull. It is like you have so many problems in your life and somebody hits you in the head and you forgot all of your problems. Your mind hasn't become free, but actually it lost its possibility to hold all of these things together. So what is the right approach? How can one then become free without spiritual practice? Well, if you observe, as I said before, the spiritual practices, you always need someone to do them. Because a thought has seen that it doesn't last, it comes and goes, it has created the one who is experiencing all of these things. It has created the experiencer. So, the observed becomes the observer. So your brain has collected so much information, and all of this information is a little bit different in every person. Just like your PC is maybe not same as mine, but actually they are one and the same computer, but just a little bit different software installed on it. Let's say we all have a Windows on it, and that is for our brain human consciousness. We all share the human consciousness, and so is the PC shared Windows. So this PC can now download the different files, mine also, but in essence it's the same thing, only slightly different. That is the same thing that is happening inside of our own brains. We are actually one and the same, all created from the human consciousness, observing and seeing what it is, then this observation becomes the observer. So how can you now observe without the observer? I have a great video about that, I will link it here. But for these purposes, let us now observe ourselves, what is happening when you give attention. When you give attention, instead of doing the spiritual practices, what happens? When you give attention, you allow everything. When you do a spiritual practice, you concentrate. So you need the one who is concentrating. So you're losing all of your energy, tremendous amounts of energy, just to keep everything away and focus, let's say, on deep breathing. So you need tremendous energy just to put everything aside and focus on that what you want. That is the first part. So when you give attention, you collect all of this energy at one place. And there is only attention. There is no the center which gives attention. There is only attention. There is only observation. So the more you give attention, the more you develop the skill of observation. And you are free to observe yourself and the world and relationship between you and the world. So the more you do it, the more fun it becomes. You see why you are that and why you are acting as the way you're acting in your life. Why are you responding? Why are you thinking the way you're thinking? Because you have all of that collected. Most of your thoughts are not your own thoughts. They are collected from the human consciousness. Actually, we can say that 99% of our thoughts are not our own. They are collected. So when you start observing and giving attention without the center, there is only attention, there is only listening. When you listen and observe without wanting to change anything, just to see what it is, there comes the different quality of brain. Suddenly your brain becomes quiet. Try it. Try. Listen with all of your attention. You cannot think in that moment. There is only attention. When you are so attentive, your brain is not dull. It's actually alive, listening, completely aware of everything that is happening, and still quiet. This brain allows true intelligence to operate through you. It allows your brain to become unimaginably intelligent. So the more you are observing, the more you develop this skill of observation. So You do not need time to change. You only need time to develop the skill of observation. When you are free to look and observe and listen without your own thoughts, without your own conclusions, then your brain cells change. Actually seeing, observing, they physically change, because the scientists they have seen when they are observing that their neurons change, they become different. So your brain becomes completely different than before. And you can try all of this for yourself. You don't need fancy equipment and so on to scan your brain, but you can actually see for yourself the difference. The message of this video is: test everything for yourself. Develop the skill of observation. Observe and see what is true. Don't allow anyone to tell you, not even me, what is real and what is not. You have to see that for yourself. And also, none of this that I am talking matters if you do not actually give attention and do it for yourself. So please, do it for yourself, observe and see for yourself. Thank you for inquiring with me. And until next video, infinite love.